Today on Weazel News, police convoy gone wrong. The getaway kings get away again, and the mafia is back in town. An inside scoop. But first, hero cop resigns from the San Andreas State Troopers.
Deeply love the Weasel News and everything to do with them, but I have no story. I have no disrespect towards the department, but I have no story.
Is it just you that you leave voluntarily, or?
No, I'm leaving voluntarily. I have quit the department.
Oh, you know, there's always a place here at Weazel News. Fortunately, Weazel News has an update to the story due to outcries across the city and the community, and based off of his own desires and whatever arrangements he has made. Officer Pipe has made a return to San Andreas State Troopers. With a break-in story, we go live now with our reporter at Legion Square. With a local scientific experiment gone awry, causing the sky to open up and drop down loads and 25 feet of what appears to be pure cocaine. Well, what causes the curiosity to perpetuate is the fact that Mission Row was the first to depart from the people station here to try to locate the four missing baggies that they themselves and the evidence lockers could use to bag this up themselves. What they're going to do with it, no one knows. Back to you at the studio. Thank you for getting that unique breaking news. That's a little bit of controversy there, I would have to say. Now, you yourself may have noticed there's a family of unique individuals throughout the city. This family, which can be described as perhaps mountain hillbillies, seems to have a unique ability to get away from the police, being self-proclaimed the getaway kings. Today, this family did rob a jewelry store, escaping to the north with skillful police officers on their tail. They made their way to the north and arrived in Mount Chiliad. It was then that our Weazel News drone did catch up with them to be able to follow along with the action. Having escaped to the mountain using a local police cruiser, police in the 4x4 Jeep did continue to pursue them as the criminals had two bikes waiting. At this point, they made their way skillfully up to the mountain as the Jeep itself followed behind. Fortunately, at some point, the Jeep itself ended up tumbling down to the bottom of the mountain. After reaching the top of Mount Chiliad, they expertly jumped off the cliff there, donning parachutes as they made their way down to unknown destinations. Fortunately, our Weazel drone was able to continue to keep track over them as they continued further down into the northern reaches of Toledo, which at some point they made their way to the water, donning scuba gear, cutting their lines, and escaping through the ocean, successfully getting away again. And now with our top story. It would seem after having become missing for the last week after leaving the city for a vacation, the Mafia has returned to San Andreas. What does that mean for the city? There's been situations that's led to outbreaks throughout the city, as well as a few martial law events. And so, is this a good thing for the city? Is this a bad thing? Weazel News have decided to investigate. With activity returning to the hotel to attract is the fair set of nefarious people. Fortunately, Weazel News was able to gain the exclusive interview with one Uncle Frankie on their matters today. Alright, welcome Uncle Frankie here to the Weazel News on the inside. So there's been a lot of commotion over the last week and a half from what turned out to be your organization's, I guess what we could call a vacation from the city, the subsequent occupation of your hotel here by another organization, and then your current return, especially today. The city's been pretty much in an uproar. What can you tell Weazel News about what came of all that?
So I'll go ahead and I'll start from the beginning. You know, the boys and us, things were getting a little hot and hairy around here. So we all decided, hop on a flight. We went up to New York for a couple of days, partied with a couple of people. You know, Mike Tyson, he met us up there for a couple hours. We had a few drinks over at the bar. And it was a great time. Um, and then about yesterday, about noon, we all hopped back on the plane. We flew back out here. And when we got here, people were not too happy that we were back. I actually found a bunch of dudes dressed in red that I'm pretty sure are homeless, living in our house. Those gentlemen have since been excluded from the premises. They are no longer here. We are obviously back on the premises, as you can see. And I'm just kind of, we're just trying to let everybody know that the mafia's back in town and bullshit's not gonna fucking fly anymore. If you think your shit don't stink, I'm gonna make sure I shove your face in your own shit so you know it does.
So, what does that mean for the city itself? Does that mean that the mafia itself is going to try to help, as Father Tom has been doing, try to help clean up the city, or more in effect of kind of acquiring businesses in which it can enjoy the wealth from it?
User left your channel.
Well, we usually do try to keep the city nice and clean. I don't like anybody. Nobody wants to go home and have to tell somebody that the husband or wife isn't going to be making it home tonight. That's never something that anyone wants to tell anybody. As many times as you've done it, it's always hard. So we're really not looking to, be causing a bunch of problems with everybody. But everybody needs to come to the understanding that they need to respect. They need to respect the law. They need to respect our EMSs. They need to respect each other. Is the biggest thing. At the end of the day, everybody's here trying to make a fucking name for themselves, and that's all it is. It's just a big respect thing, Everyone's got to respect everybody, and the mafia's here, pretty much at the top of the chain, I guess you could say, and we're gonna make sure that people respect each other, and we're gonna run them out of the city, one of the two, and flying off back to your fucking mama and sucking on a teeth for a couple of days.
Now, the police department has been enacting in what they would call the martial law to help settle grievances and misbehaviors throughout the city. Does this mean that the mafia themselves are going to have their way similar to dealing with those who seem to be dressing in big boy shorts, but truly should be in diapers?
User joined your channel.
Legally, I can't sit here and tell you that I'm gonna ever hurt anybody, but we're gonna do what needs to be done to help out the gentleman. At the end of the day, if the cops ever show up, we always put our guns away, hands up in the air, and we let them do the business. If our boys are fucking up, they go to jail. It's just as simple as that. We're not here to try to beat the system. We're here to try to make the system work.
Does that mean your other activities, your other illegal activities, as obviously all your activities are illegal, are going to still be back in operation, such as getting the casino itself fully in operation, continue with the winery business and all that? Is that still going to be a little direction for you?
We do plan on trying to get the winery back open for business. It actually got condemned about a week ago. We had a rat infestation or something while we were gone. The housekeeper left the fucking door open and a whole pack of rats moved in. So we're trying to really get that taken care of. Once I got the exterminators up there and they take care of everything, the winery should be back open for drinks. We're going to be trying to have a daily card table games going again and stuff like that. We're just going to try to provide more things for people, because I think the biggest issue with around here is it's not so much for everybody to do except for make money and fucking kill each other. There's not a whole hell of a lot of bars where you can go get a drink. The strip club's there, but nobody really runs the place, so nobody can go there and enjoy themselves because it's just a vacant building at the time. So I think we're going to try to fill in some of these places. Now that we got, it's like almost 32 guys or something, I think we are up to just about. So we're going to try to put some of these other gentlemen into these other buildings and try to get, some business actually going. Not so much illegal, but, just give some people some stuff to do. Personally, myself, I don't ever really do anything outside of the the jurisdiction of the police department, because obviously, if I do that, we're all gonna be fucked at the end of the
Right,
day.
everything's traced back to you at that point.
Absolutely, I'm at the top of the table, so you gotta play your cards right. So that's why generally we don't really do much. We, grab the fly on the wall and send him on his mission.
Okay, and what would you say would be your most
User left your
immediate
channel.
actions for what your plans are for the city itself? I mean, because even as of right now, there seems to be some more violent situations happening since Overwatch had recently gone into effect again. Do you have any recent plans or new plans to happen soon regarding any of that?
All day we've been putting pressure on Yellow Crew. Non-violent pressure, of course, is mostly showing our numbers, letting them know that they don't run the place. No offense, but the 4 or 5 guys aren't gonna go around the city terrorizing everybody and just shooting them when the people aren't paying attention and being like, "Oh yeah, we're the king shit of the city." Like that shit's not gonna fly no more. You know what I'm saying? And old Uncle Frank, we're not out here. We generally don't shoot people unless they really give us a fucking reason. And at that point, it's a self-defense thing, and we're still covered.
Thank you for joining us for tonight's Weazel News.